Yeah, hello! What's good, everybody? It's your boy Romy P here with a little thing that I've been getting asked about some questions like this and told I should make a video on this. Is a good beginner starter introduction guide. So if you're a veteran and stuff, this video is maybe not for you. Maybe there are some things that you don't know about if you're like a veteran or if you've been playing for a little bit. So maybe you'll learn something. Maybe probably watch the Metal Trace if anything. But yeah, so I've just got a list of things that I want to go over for the new players so I can give an overall guide and basis and kind of show like some do's and do nots of things to focus on and things to just be aware of when you are playing through the game and getting started on it. So let's take a look and see what we got. Alrighty, first things first is I'm just going to go over the classes and colors system. Now, you have a total of 3 classes, 3 colors. Your classes are Runner, Attacker, Defender. Defenders primarily focus on charging treasures, charging and capturing, getting those. They excel in getting the treasure charged up faster. So if you're a runner attacker, you usually don't want to do that because you're generally wasting time. Defenders also, their abilities are generally more geared towards knocking people away, knocking people off, and kind of more crowd control oriented. That's not always the fact. There are some runners and there are some exceptions to that, but for the most part, defenders usually focus on that with their abilities. Next up, we have attackers. Attackers focus on pushing defenders off the treasure, being able to kill them and being able to allow the runner to come in and take that. They don't really specialize in taking flags or charging flags either, so generally if you have a runner to take the flag or if you have a defender to charge the flag, let them do that and you go and try and push other defenders off. It's all game by game basis, so just watch out for that. And then the last class, runners, focus on obviously running around and taking the treasures. Now, a lot of people will say this class is the most broken because runners in general do win the games. You have 5 treasures that you can take. You need to have at least 3 of the 5 or more and for you to be able to win the game. So this is where runners are actually very important. For the most part, you'll generally see most people do play runners because they can't stand losing and they can't stand taking treasures super slow. Overall, I'd say runners is probably the most played class, then attackers is very close, and then you'll have defenders probably last. It's kind of very hard to get defenders on your team because no one likes to sit back and defend. It's just kind of how players are and just it's what it is. And then the color system is pretty self-explainable. It's basically if you play Pokemon, it is red or fire beats green, green beats blue, and then blue beats red. So it's just a triangle, it's just your typical gacha game basis, but some people actually are kind of confused by that. So I just wanted to go over that, but yeah. Next up is the different level of characters. Now you have 3 tiers of characters. Your first and highest tier, which are inaccessible as of this very moment that I'm making this video. They were accessible at the 1-year anniversary, and they were kind of brought back in March or April at some point for a little bit, and that is your EX characters. There are a total of 2 EX characters, and that is your boy Blackbeard, which we all love so much and hate so much at the same time. They have this little, see this? We have a little EX recovery boost. That's how you know it's an EX character, you'll have that. We have Blackbeard, and then you have your boy Shanks, which I also have somewhere around here, right here. Haven't touched him, don't care to touch him, don't really want him. And what those EX traits give you is when you have a team boost running in-game, your team boost will give you, obviously, a bonus attack, or Blackbeard's pretty much fully heals you. Every character has a team boost that does different things. If you'll notice here on my Enel right here, it's just a normal attack boost, so it just boosts it just by not as much attack as someone else. So that is your EX characters. They only the 2. We only have Shanks and Blackbeard. People are very annoyed at them. They're the most played characters right now and have been for probably the last 7 months. But they're inaccessible right now, so if you are a new player, you won't have an option to get them, but you can play and you can climb without them. It is possible. I do it, you can do it, it is fine as long as you're good. Next up, the next tier down, so you have EX tier is probably top right now. I honestly think it should be eliminated and we shouldn't have EX characters, but it is what it is. Bandai's doing what they're doing. The next one, step below that, would be Bounty Fest units. These come once a month, they stay for the entire month, and they are 1 to 2 characters. Generally, for the most part, they'll usually be 2 characters per month. But sometimes Bandai does 1. Now these characters vary from, so I have Enel, we have Lucci here, we have none of those guys, we have Fujitora, we have Sengoku. These characters are a lot harder to max. They are generally a little flashier in abilities and kind of have more traits to them. That's kind of makes them a little bit stronger than the lower tier that I'll get to in next, but they recently added, Bandai was actually super generous, and they recently added an exchange shop for them. So you can't get them as fast. You can only get 5 per day fragments to level them up, and that is, it's nice because it allows you to level them up. Before you had to summon and pull for them, or you had to have them running on this treadmill here. This little treadmill here gives you little fragments that allows your characters to run, and you get little fragments that level them up. You need a total of 7 pulls, aka 1400 fragments to max out a character. You need 1 pull to get them, 2 more pulls to get them 5-star, and then you need 4 more pulls to get them to level 100. And then these, you get, for every 5 hours, you get 1 fragment. Yes, it's very slow. Yes, it'll take you kind of months to charge them, but it's better than nothing. So before, when the game first came out, there was no way to get that. You literally could only pull them. So this is very nice. It's something that allows you to move them. And now that we do have this exchange shop, you can finally get Bounty Fest. You can get 5 per day as well, as long as you're playing the game. To get these little currencies right here, all you have to do is play games, and you will get that currency. That is the way you get it. That is the way you charge it. And yeah, so it'll make it nice. If you also, I don't recommend buying this. It's literally 10,000 exchange points for that, for just 1 fragment, whereas you could buy 4 different people and get 20 fragments between 4 different characters, and it's worth it. Just don't do that don't get that one. It's just not worth it. Next up, the next tier down, so we had EX Gears top, we have Bounty Fest as middle tier, and then we have step up characters are the lower tier. Now this doesn't mean they are worse than the other 2 tiers by any means. I mean, for the most part, the EX characters are very annoying, but you can compete at the SS tier, the highest level, with a step-up character. There's certain ones that are super good, and there's certain ones that really aren't that good. But you have ones like Urush, Green Ace, which is Marineford Ace, and Nightmare Luffy. All of these characters are fairly good. They're all step-up characters and units, and these step-ups happen twice a month usually, sometimes once, but normally twice. And it will allow you to do like a 3 or 4 step-up that will guarantee you them on the last one, so you're like guaranteed to get them. With Bounty Fest units, they're usually a waste of time. Like, they can waste your gems because you can spend 300 gems and not get the new character. Whereas you can spend about 340 or 320 currently on the step-ups, and you'll be able to get at least 2 guaranteed ones, and that could mean you could get more than that potentially. So the step-up characters are kind of nice because they're step-ups and you're guaranteed them. These characters have always been nicer because they've always been in this battle exchange shop. You've been able to get them, and for these ones you can get 10 a day. The Bounty Fest you can only get 5 a day, but exchange or step-up characters you can get 10 a day, which is nicer. It allows you to max them faster, and it allows you to level 100. And you generally want to get a level 100 as fast as possible because that's when they become truly like much more useful. Because you can only, you'll notice if they're not level 100. Here I have mine now. He's only got 2 metal slots, whereas if I have a level 100, where's a level 100 here? My girl Hina Swan, she can use all 3 metal slots. So once they hit level 100, they have that accessibility, and they unlock different things as they grow higher. Once you get to level 80, you'll have your trait 2s. If you're not level 80, then you won't have those. As you can see here on my boy. And now we have, see, I don't have access to trait 2s. So that's the 3 tiers of the units. Remember, 1400 gems to max them out. You want to get them to level 100. If you are new and you don't care to reroll, I strongly recommend rerolling until you get a 5-star. That will make it worth it. A 5-star is generally playable, and that 5-star means basically level 80, in case you're not familiar with that. So we'll get them to level 80, and then you'll be able to max out certain things. So that's the units. That's all the different things you can get. Now, different ways to power up your characters. They have a variety of different methods. You have your skills to level up, which you'll have these different orbs that you'll use to level them up. Generally, step 5 is a little harder because you need these little black orbs that are kind of take a while to get, but they come, you'll get them with League Battle as you run through the League Battle. Next up is character boost. You have weekly missions that you can grind out in the if you go to your missions tab, and you'll get these little orbs that allow you to power stuff up. You'll have a character boost 1 orbs and character boost 2 orbs. So there's 2 different ones. So pay attention to that. So see how this little one has a little 2 on it? Character boost orb attack 2. There's a character boost orb attack 1. So there is kind of different tiers of that. Pay attention. The tier 2 ones are a little harder to obtain, but the tier 1 ones you can get through weekly missions. Let me look through those. I'll show you guys. Here we have our missions. We have our weekly ones. When you play through these ones, see KO 1 character with blue element. So this first one is just for the blue orb, but as you go the next one up, once I finish this kill 1, it'll say kill 3, and then that will give me character boost orbs. So make sure you do these weekly missions, pay attention to those. All it requires of you is to play different classes and different colors of characters in your missions. So if you're new, obviously you won't have that much accessibility to a variety of different characters, but you'll get there in due time. Next up, we have the solo battle. We have this solo mission. When you're first starting out, you'll be able to do all of these little missions, and they will give you 4 gems each. You'll get 3 gems from this, and then there will be a mission that says complete this thing, and it'll give you 1 extra orb. So you'll have a total of 4 orbs. I believe it allows you to get it gives you a fat couple hundred, because you have normal, and then you have hard. I think you just have normal and hard. Yeah. You have normal, hard, and then all it does is require you to do certain things. You have certain missions like clear with only runner, secure treasure 5 times. All it does is little missions. They're fairly easy because they're all against boss, so they're not too bad. If you're not leveled up, they may be a little stronger than you in the hard mode, but just watch out for that. You'll be generally fine. Next up, we have Survival 100. The Survival 100 allows you to level up your characters. See how my Eneru is only level 57 out of 71? You have to level them up with character boost orbs. Character boost orbs are somewhat easy to get, but you can drain them really quickly. So watch out for that. You level them up in that Survival 100 kind of helps. So I would kind of split like a 50-50 between using them and don't go blowing your orbs. But just watch out for that as you're going. And yeah, so Survival 100 lets you get that, and then Battle 60 will allow you to get, the 60-second battle allows you to get metal fragments, which allows you to craft the metals, which we'll get to metals in a second. And then the other one is just a private battle. It allows you to play kind of with friends. You can't lobby up with them, but it allows you to set a code. You can set a code, you can put it on auto, and if you guys all go at the same time, you can somewhat get matched with each other. It is a little harder to get a full 4v4, but generally trying to go for 3v3 can work pretty well. Otherwise, I don't know, Bandai makes it extremely difficult to like just play a private game with your friends. Next up, we have our overall team. If you'll notice, there's a little percentage that says 148.9% under my characters. The 2 characters are obviously the main ones I will be using in battle, and then you have under it, you have the support types. You have my support. The higher level you are, the higher support percentage you'll have. And there's different classes that give you different bonuses. So right here, if I have defender, you have different tiers if the amount of defenders that I have. So when I max down defenders, I get an extra 200 defense, and I increase treasure gauge recovery amount by 10%, which basically when I'm sitting in the treasure, it'll charge faster. And there's all sorts of different things if you guys want to read through, see what Grand Line, New World like allows you to beat the colors that you're weak against and do a little more damage to them. Now, all stats affect how much percentage you get from this. So let's look at my mama. So your character boost affects it. The how level of your skills affects it. So I have mama max 5 out of 5. And her overall level, like being 100 out of 100, affects it as well. And the medals attached to her. You want to have, obviously I only have 888, but you want to have 999 medals. I actually need to change that. I didn't realize I had that. But you need to have 999 medals. It will give you the max potential support that you can have. And a little extra effect is colors. So see how I have reds as my mains? If I put a blue character in here, notice he only has 128.5, but Kaku still has 148.9. The colors, you want matching colors, will give you more percentage to that. So see, notice how I have more red characters in my support. I have Law, Kata, Marco, Boa, etc. I have all of them. The more similar colors you have, the... Alright, next up is the metals. Here you will see you have the metal. These are my metal fragments. There's a bunch of them. I have a bunch. You get them from playing the characters, you'll get them generally every game, mostly, and then you will also get them from the characters that you play with occasionally. So if I have a Snake Man teammate on my team, I have a potential chance to get a Snake Man metal fragment. So you can get those, and it takes 3 fragments to craft a single metal. And when you craft a single metal, you'll be able to upgrade them 3 times. We'll get to the events later. You'll be able to craft them 3 times. The first one really doesn't matter. It's just kind of like garbage, so your first rate will always be garbage. The one thing you want to pay attention to is the 3rd rate. I'm going to choose a different metal on a better person. So let's see. Let's look at Moria's metal. So at the rate, you want to generally scroll to the bottom because those are the ones that matter. Look at the 3-star metals. That's what you're going for. This is the percent that you have to get them. One thing you need to pay attention to is certain metals you cannot get certain stats on. So look, I can get attack on this Moria metal. I can get crit. Well, yeah, no, I see I can only get crit to 2-star. Defense, oh, there's the crit 3-star. So I have defense, attack, and crit. Notice I can't get an HP stat on here. There's certain ones that are left out. Now look at, there's certain ones you can't get attack on, like, what is that? I believe it's Arlong or a Luffy one. Alright, look at this Snake Man medal. We get defense, attack, HP. Notice we can't get crit on it. So there's different medals. Pay attention to which ones you can and cannot get. Your goal, how you're wondering how to get like 9-star medals, is in order to get that you have to transfer traits on the medals that you have existing. So click this transfer trait tab. So I have this Queen of Pleasure medal. This is an event medal. I'll get to that in a second. You'll go to overwrite, and then you'll have different chances. Now over time, you will obtain different 3-star like things that affect your stuff. So I have little extra pieces that give me this. Okay, so look at this one. This one's, if I attach it to a red unit, you can transfer it and put it on the medals. You'll hit the transfer button, and you'll randomly get a chance to get one of the 3. Obviously, it's 1/3 chance to get one of the 3. So that's how you get a 9-star medal. You just transfer the traits over them to the first slots and get them higher. Your goal is just to get it. What I like to do is put it on one medal that already has a 3-star trait. Like this one, it already has the 3-star. Just keep it on that one. Generally, you want your most important trait to have that, so you don't have to worry about losing it. Because you can re-roll the trait. If it fails, if you didn't get the trait that you want, you can re-roll it a total of 5 times, but it costs that amount of gems each time. So the first time you reroll, it'll be 1. Like if you get it on the first time, then it's free. Like you don't have to worry. But then if it's not the one you want, you'll have to reroll. It'll cost 1 gem. And then if it's not the one you want again, you'll reroll it. It'll cost 2 gems. And then 3, and then 4, and then 5. So it'll cost you a total of 5, 9, 12, 14, 15 gems. So you really don't, it sucks when you waste the 15 gems. I've done it before. You get extremely angry and it makes you sad, and it sucks to happen, but I've only had it happen once in the total of a year, over a year and a half that I've been playing this game. So luckily I've generally been getting the traits, because you'll lose the trait that you wanted if you don't get it in those 5 tries. So just be wary of that. That's why you want to use the one that is most important to you, because then you have 0 chance of losing it. All right, last step would be, actually almost second to last step, we have event medals. These happen roughly once a month, maybe twice a month. You'll get different event medals. Sometimes they're useless. Sometimes you look at them and they're useless at first. But over time, other medals may be added that coexist with them extremely well. So pay attention to that, because each medal has a specific unique trait that allows you to do different things, and they come with tags. These tags give you different stats. I love matching tags. You can get the total of the trio effect. You need to have 3 different medals. They cannot be double. If they're 2 of the same medals, the tags will not stack. So you need to have the effect. Some people like the pair effect and will go with that. So some people will go time skip Zoro medal, time skip Zoro medal, and then like time skip Luffy medal, which is a really good set. That's an option, but I prefer to do the trio effect because that 20% skill one is really fat. And look, they can tell you which ones have the same tags, so you can match them together as well. There's some other people who have sites that like tell good medals and stuff, and there's a bunch of medal guides online that you can look up as well for which ones are good and which ones aren't. So they all, like this one gives you skill 2, this one gives you capture speed, and then sometimes they give you other stuff like when you have less treasure, you'll reduce damage received by 10%. So different factors like that. Now, one thing you need to focus on, this is one of the most important parts because I've had people run into this problem. your stats can max out. So let me look at my save sets. This is really nice if you want to like look at your save sets, look at my tag. It'll tell me what I have matched. So I have a trio effect for this. Charlotte family, I have trio effect. Let's look at the smoothie one. My tag, I have the Sweet 3 General. I only have the Pear effect because I only have Smoothie and Cracker Metal. Because Pudding's obviously not one of the Sweet 3. They have the different stats. Notice how my attack is orange right there. All 3 stats, attack, defense, actually 4 stats, attack, defense, health, and crit, they all cap out at 70%. You cannot go beyond that. They will not stack on top of that. You can only be at 70%. And if you'll notice this flat attack rate, like on the Smoothie Metal, I have increased attack by flat 160. That's if you're just trying to like super maximize your attack. That can only maximize at 300. You cannot go beyond 300 on any of the race. It's just flat at that. The last part is if you get tags that stack. Say you have some medals that can coexist with skill 1 cooldown. Yes, I have 20%, but say I have another tag that gives me another like 20% or something. You literally can only hit 30% cooldown max. So that is your like capped. So if you have like a capture treasure rate, it can only go to 30%. If you have skill cooldown, it can only go to 30%. So don't try and go beyond that. So pay attention to the cap rates because you'll just be wasting stats at that point. So pay attention to that majorly. The last item I would like to go over in the medals would be the 18% medals. I don't know if they were better or worse for the game, but they're interesting. I use them. They're nice. They were bugged at first and kind of caused problems, but now they don't. So if you look at here, it says when equipped to a blue element character, the defense is increased by 18%. This allows you to like stack fat stats on your character. Obviously more stats, it opens up room. You can have it takes a total of 5 slots to get 70% attack if you have all 14% medals. If you have 18% medals, you only need to use 4 slots. Jeez, fingers are hard. You only need to use 4 slots, and then that leaves much more room open. You have a total of 9 slots because you have 3 per medal that you can mess around with and overlap and overwrite and stuff and change the treasures by using that transfer traits. Remember, you do lose the other 2 traits when you transfer the trait, so make sure you don't have other important traits on that medal when you transfer them. So keep that in mind, and yes. Now, this will tell you like the overall stats, and these save sets are nice. And the 18% medals, how you get them, if you missed out on those, like the 18% defense ones, you might not be able to get them again until Bandai brings them back. But these challenge battles, these serious challenge battles, allow you to grind. It's kind of grind fest. It kind of is obnoxious. It kind of forces you to play a bunch. But if you look at the ranking rewards, you get certain rank places, and right now, at this very moment I'm recording this video, it has 18% crit for blue elements. So this is how you get them, this is how you obtain them. It's just been different challenge battles in the past. Whether these can vary from boss battles, these can vary from cruise battles, it can be fight 8, there's a variety of different events. You'll come across them in due time as you're playing, so the fight 8s are really fun. Cruise battle can be boring, and boss battle can be fun too. But right now it's just serious challenge battle, so it's just a normal game where all characters are level 80. It doesn't matter. You don't have any medals on you, and all your skills are like at skill 4 level. So that's where this is at, and that's the current event right now. Let's see. Next up, League Battle. There are different rankings for the League Battle. I'm sure you guys have encountered that. Obviously, everyone wants to climb. Everyone wants to grind. It is a hefty grind. I'm like warning you. I have grinded out. I mean, the highest I could get was like rank 4. So I'll take pride in that. I mean, I'm gonna toot my own horn for a minute. But yeah, I grinded out rank 4 one season, and it was kind of miserable because I had to play like a good like 4-ish hours a day playing and grinding this away. So you do that, you can grind up, and you can look at your league reward that you're going to get. It tells you the date that the season ends, and these are the stuff that you will get. You'll get these. And then, like, all these different things allow you to get different access, and that's possible things you'll get from the treasure. But you get the 54-star frags, which I recommend saving those up as you go. And then you get the little 18 black things as well, little black orbs. Next up is the ranking for the season. You can check your current ranking, not here, that's the shop. Check the current ranking here. And there's different rewards. You just get gems as you're higher ranked. So you get 100 if you're rank 1, and it's pretty much that. You just get different orbs. You can see what tier you'll fall in, and you get little extra orbs as you go and if you grind out. So it's kind of more so for the title thing. The gems are like not truly that worth it with how much time you'll spend on that, but yeah, honestly, you'd make more money. You'd be better off working a job, making the money, and then just buying orbs rather than literally just playing this game to get the free orbs, in all honesty. So yeah, go get a job and just pay for the gems, to be honest, rather than playing this game and trying to grind rank 1. Oh, we got fat rewards. There's your rewards tab. You'll see the shop here. You'll get different tickets. There's different monthly tickets. I mentioned the Bounty Fest earlier. When the Bounty Fest units come out, you know how you're not guaranteed. You could honestly spend 400, 500 gems and not get the Bounty Fest units. Oh, we got free pulls. One thing I want you to keep in mind, you'll see this little ticket here. How you obtain this ticket, look at this upper left corner. You'll see I have 100 out of 150, and it expires at the end of the month. You cannot save it. It does not go over to the next month, so you can't save it for the next Bounty Fest. And 150, in order to stack that, is a total of 750 gems that you have to spend, and you will get that ticket. So if you truly love a Bounty Fest unit, you will need to spend the 150 gems, or 750 gems, obtain the ticket, and then you'll be able to be guaranteed, like in this case, Enel or Rob Lucci, which is the brand new characters, which everyone loves the new toys. Just be careful with this. It is 7% drop rate, but you'll notice it's only 1% each for each of the new characters. So you're 1% chance to get Lucci, 1% chance for Eneru. So keep that in mind. I don't recommend new players summon on Bounty Fest because it can be an awful large waste of gems. If you're brand new, you can go ahead and re-roll your account. But if you're like a couple months in and you have like good medals and stuff, I don't recommend re-rolling. It's just not worth it. And I don't recommend Bounty Fest unless you have like 750 gems saved up that you want to go ham on these kids for. Because it's all luck of the draw. I've seen people spend 300 gems and do the ticket and they didn't even get the new characters. Because the $50 ticket that comes out with these characters gives you a 60% chance, like you have 30% chance to get one character, a 30% chance for the other, and then you have a 40% chance obviously to not get any of the new characters. You'll still get a 4-star, but it might not be either of the new characters. So just be wary of that. It costs 50 bucks or whatever per month, and just watch out for that. It's can be garbage sometimes, but yeah, so that's that legendary ticket right there that you see, $44.99. Yeah, I'm a whale, just don't mind me. And yeah, so I believe that covers everything. Let me check my list. Alrighty guys, so I believe that covers everything. If you guys have any questions, be sure to leave them below and I will answer you to the best of my ability. And if you have any, like, I don't know, if you guys want like a medal guide set, just let me know. I can like recommend you guys some medals that I like to run. A lot of them are event medals and are inaccessible to brand new players, but I can give some tips on some medals that are kind of like in this current like day and age. And yeah, so maybe I'll make a bit on that. I don't know, we'll see. Just let me know below if you want one of those. And yeah, so I believe that covers everything. I hope you guys are here to stay. I love some Bounty Rushes. The only mobile game I've been able to play for this long. It's been over a year. It's probably like a year and 7 months that I've been playing this game, and it is fantastic and amazing. So I hope you're here and welcome to the Bounty Rush community. And yeah, I am gonna be taking off. I'm your boy Roman Puss, and we out. Yeah, hurry! Peace, beautiful people.